Hello people, Hari Om. So how are you guys? Well, I've been great, and I went to the Tungnath temple here today and just felt like meditating here. And this on top of my forehead is just a customary, you could say, mark of attendance when you visit such shrines. It's a mixture of sandalwood, some sindoor, probably, and a couple of other things. And I picked a spot and I was feeling so peaceful. I thought, I'd just do a video here. I just do the fourth video of our 10-part series on support groups. I want you to have a look at the Tungnath shrine. Can you see how beautiful it is? Actually, so there are Panch Kedar here and there are Panch Badri. So there's a story behind it. I'll tell you that in a minute, but over the top over there, can you see Chandrashila? Remember how we showed you that temple on video? It's being just covered by clouds. I think it should clear up in about a few seconds or minutes, and you'll be able to see clearly. And that over there is Tungnath. It was built by Adi Shankaracharya, actually, more than 1,000 years ago, I guess. And he was a person, he was a Nambudiri Brahmin. He was from the south of India. He actually led a revival movement in Hinduism, and he brought along priests from all over India to the north, Uttarakhand. And so we have a lot of shrines here. You see how they're in the middle of these beautiful, serene places. And a little while ago, there was a sadhu meditating right over there. See that? Right over there on that cliff. That's a pretty peaceful spot too. And if you look towards the left, you will see the amazing expanse of this place. So, part 4. Well, a support group has, I told you in the initial videos, it constitutes your friends, your family, it could be anybody, it could even be your pets. But most importantly, a support group is about believing in a higher power. God, Shiva, Jesus, Allah, whoever. In times of distress, your belief in a higher power, in a higher order of things that you cannot comprehend as a human being, is the most amazing thing to have. I have felt it in my life, and a lot of people with terminal illnesses, a lot of people who have problems in their life that money can't solve, that nothing can solve, in fact. They're just in that situation. They find solace in God. And I don't care about the people who feel that there is no God or atheists. Guys, this video is not for you. Neither is the concept of spirituality, neither is the concept of yoga. I think my entire channel is of slim importance to you because this is how I relate it. When you believe in a higher power, you realize that there is an order to things that you cannot understand. You realize that you have a lot of learning to do. Your soul has a lot of learning to do before you can actually achieve your highest, your fullest potential. And I'm a devotee of Shiva, and these days Shiva is all the rage because Sadhguru has made him quite popular as Adi Yogi. And also the ancient texts of yoga and meditation are now being, it's a renaissance period for those texts, let's just say. So, Shiva, if you've heard of him, let me give you a little bit of a detail about who Shiva is. So, there's the Holy Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. There are Holy Trinities, basically, if you see there's a common pattern in all religions. But Shiva is actually, he's a god, he's a Adi Yogi, who is regarded as the head of all the people that society has rejected. Shiva is Pashupatinath, meaning that he is the lord of the animals, And in fact, references to Pashupatinath go as far back as the Harappan civilization. We have found seals about the same. So the belief in this has been, for a long time. He's also Bhutnath in the sense that he's a lot of all ghosts and ghouls and all the creatures that, that are not part of the living plane. So Shiva is basically that deity. Shiva is that entity who is all accepting and all encompassing. He accepts everybody. And the reason that Shiva is considered as a sort of idol for men, they say that all men must try to be like Shiva because he's the ultimate, how do I put it in spiritual terms? He is the ultimate man, you can say. He is okay being on his own, wandering through the forests. He's okay with his support group, Nandi, his bull, all the ghosts, all the creatures, all the people that society shuns and everything. So he's okay in his element with everybody. There's a reason that he is regarded the way he is, and there's something that we can learn from it. The most important thing, after you've learned trust, after you've learned the important concepts about support group, after you've learned how to attract the right people, the most important thing is to understand, is to realize that I'll just show you around and I'll keep talking. You can have a look at the beautiful Himalayas. They've just parted. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sight from here. The most important thing to realize, being in a leadership position, man, woman, whoever, the most important thing to realize is that you do not always lead from the front, in the sense that it is not very important for you to take the initiative all the time. It is not very important for you to take the credit all the time. Shiva says about Nandi, his bull, his ride, so to speak. He rides the bull, in the godly bull Nandi. He says that Nandi has become like me because, another story, at the time of the churning of the ocean, according to Hindu mythology, a lot of jewels, a lot of pearls, a lot of nectar of immortality and stuff like that, it came out. But then so did a lot of wish, or a lot of poison. Now the Devas and the Asuras were both confused. What should we do about it? Who is going to drink all of this poison? It's going to destroy humanity. So Shiva volunteered. He said, I will take all of this poison so that I can give you the rest of the world to enjoy. Nandi, being as faithful and as devoted to Shiva, he took a lot of that poison as well with Shiva. And then Shiva says that in ridding the world of this poison, Nandi has become me. So what I want to tell you, what I want to teach you is, it is not a certain thing, even if you are in a leadership position, even if you are great, that you are the strongest, that you are the greatest, that you are the best in the entire group. It is not very important for your dreams, for your ideals to be the best, or for your collective ideals, in fact, to be ruled by your directives. What you need to understand is this. When you become part of a support group, you really cease to exist as an entity which is standalone. If you want to find spiritual bliss, if you want to find fulfillment, you will need to understand, you will need to realize that sometimes the sacrifices of the group, sometimes the sacrifices of your allies, of your friends, of your partners, are going to be far greater than your own. It's important for you to know that even if you start something, even if it's your idea, you go back when it comes, when time comes to take the credit. That's what all the great leaders do. It doesn't matter if you were right and somebody messed up. So what I want to tell you here is, it's important for you to understand who Shiva is. Look at that beautiful shrine. So all of these shrines, in fact, Tungnath, Kedarnath and 3 other shrines which are part of Rudranath, one of them as well, are part of the Panchkedar, sorry. They have all been designed in the same fashion with the same structure, and they're all atop pristine mountains surrounded by beautiful meadows. And I think you can also see Chandrashila at the top pretty clearly now. So just remember that what can we learn from Shiva? From Shiva, what we can learn is that when you become the person who is all accepting, when you become the person who is who has a lot of faith in others, even the people who have been rejected from society, when you become a person who has an open heart and open, with open arms to accept and to invite anybody who wants to join your cause without judgment, without prejudice, when you become somebody like that, that is when you will achieve greatness. That's the only road to greatness. And then, of course, always remember, you have all of these entities in your support group, but if you allow him to be, God can be the strongest and the most powerful entity in your support group. You can find reason in him when you can see no reason around you. You can find inspiration in him when you can see no inspiration around you. And it doesn't have to be a him, it doesn't have to be a her. It has to be just a power that you believe is beyond and above everything else, beyond and above all of us. But even then, remember that nothing is above or below the universal language of love. I've told you all of these concepts about support group, but remember, when you have the greatness within you to be able to love people who wrong you or who right you, people who have not lived up to your expectations or who have lived up to your expectations, when you reach that level, you will realize that nobody disappoints you anymore. You will realize that everybody acts exactly the way the divine plan instructs them to, so that you can build exactly for the world, for us all, what you've envisioned. And on that note, this is Kaushal signing off. We're going to see you soon in our 5th video. Hari Om. Take care. Bye-bye.